Hi, I'm Suzanne and I came all the way from Florida.
Hi, I'm Cheryl and I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Hi, I'm Marcel and I came to South Haven all the way from Ottawa, Canada.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I flew in from New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Jackie from Lansing, Michigan.
Hi, I'm David. I came here from Ottawa, Canada with my wife.
Hi, I'm Joy. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Hi, I'm Lisa and I drove here from Cleveland, Ohio.
Hi, I'm Tatiana. I flew in here from New Jersey.
Cheers! Cheers!
Joy, thank you so much for being with us this week. What statistic or fact surprised you the most this week?
I think if I can do the most helpful was the calorie density for me, in that I don't have to count calories or points or restrict what I eat if I'm eating the right things.
When Jill talked about how we don't put bacon grease and stuff like this down in our kitchen sinks, and our capillaries, as we know, are like millimeters in circumference, I guess. And I was like, wow, like that to me was one of the statistics. It's not a stats, but it's a fact that really spoke to me. And the other part that really spoke to me was about how the image in one of the videos about how 500 calories of nutritious food, like with fiber, fills up the whole stomach, whereas if you have 500 calories of M&Ms, it just fills it up a tiny bit, and then you want to eat more to fill the rest of the space. So I guess the concept of bulk is one that really resonated with me as well.
Fantastic.
About some of the more delicious meals and how easy they are, and people think that they taste like cardboard, but they're not. They're like, everyone can eat this.
Relearning about the caloric density and the satiety and how those two really play together and affect one another in the body was something that I may have known or learned in the past, but I feel like it really clicked with me this time around.
I could eat so much good food and be totally satisfied.
I would say it's the oils, the amount of fat that's in oils, as well as the calorie density portions of meat and animal products versus just plants and veggies. The consumption, of both, and what it does to your stomach in terms of making you feel full, as well as how it reacts and digests in your body. So that was really eye-opening for me.
I think it would be the calorie density, just to know what foods and how much more you could consume of some foods versus others. So yeah, no, that's something I think I'll take away.
I'm thinking how easy it is to make a simple meal yourself.
Good news is that as time goes by, when you get hungry and you have the good bacteria, then you're going to want beans and greens when you're hungry, won't you? I mean, you don't have that intense craving like you've had before. So you don't have this war going on in your head. I know I shouldn't eat it, but I really want it. So it's the whole microbiome, and I didn't understand this most of my career.
What was the most meaningful part of the week for you?
Meeting new people of like-mindedness.
What I really enjoyed was the sense of community and how we didn't cook together, but we prepped together. So it made us feel comfortable with feeling and touching, not only the knives and all the prep materials, but the food itself. So I really enjoyed that, and getting different tips and tricks from everyone else on how to cut. Because, hey, don't cut yourself. This is how you cut, using this type of knife, and be careful of the cutting board. We all cared about each other and was here for each other and supported each other. So I enjoyed that. And then when we did the beach yoga for sunset, that was wonderful.
I enjoyed the education, the camaraderie, the education, the videos, just everything.
Meaningful for me was that when I came, as I mentioned in the questionnaire that I filled out before coming, is that every day I would tell myself that I'm going to do something good for my health, and every morning I got up and this was my promise to myself, and every day I actually broke that promise, and it made me feel like a failure, and it made me not have a lot of appreciation for myself. Essentially what I'm able to apply in all other spheres of my life, in terms of like putting time and effort into something, I was not able to do successfully when it came to my relationship with food. And what's meaningful is for me now to be able to enjoy the food that I eat while actually knowing that it's amazing for me. To me, brings a feeling of liberation, that and an absence of guilt, if I could say, that I hadn't necessarily felt before. So that's been a big win for me.
Well, it didn't have anything to do with nutrition. All the yoga that we did was was the best part of this retreat for me. And I feel that it really, doing it in the morning really sets the tone for everyone, gets everyone kind of grounded, and this togetherness, just doing the breathing together and moving together as a group brings people together. So, and I feel like it sets the right tone for the whole day.
What was the most meaningful part of the week for you?
Oh boy. I think just the love from you guys. Love for the food, love for ourselves, the community, all the people here, the connection. And I just feel like I read something about concentric circles, and you take care of yourself and love yourself, and then you go out in your family, and then you can affect bigger and bigger and out in the world. So yeah,
it's a great example.
I think just spending time with my wife and learning something new, and just learn something that we hope to apply at home.
The community, definitely working with other people and just getting me out of my comfort zone. It's been great.
By far the most meaningful part of the week was the connection I feel like I was able to make with you all, with Jill and Kathy, with Fifi, and with all of the other guests. It was definitely, it was also a little bit more unexpected. I knew that I would learn something. I knew I would learn new cooking skills and how to cook and do different things, but the connection with the people was by far something that I'll take with me forever.
What are you going to do differently when you get home, and what are some new goals that you're setting for yourself?
I think putting the food and the cooking is a high priority, and planning ahead, and trying to keep it like as simple as I can by being more organized. I'm planning to be all in for a month. So we started on June 4, so till July 4, I'm planning all in and reassess and see how I'm doing then, and hopefully just keep going. And it helped to see the magician guy, what's his name?
Angela.
Yeah, talking about, letting himself have a break. But yeah, giving up the meat isn't really the big thing for me. It's more all the sugar and processed foods. So that's going to be, and I don't want to have to be perfect and feel restricted, because then I'm going to go like all off. So yeah, just having some compassion around it, but yeah.
Good. Progress, not perfection.
Right.
I definitely will have more vegetables. I think that's an obvious. Try to, a few recipes, batch recipes to feed the whole family, so our kids can grab stuff easily accessible stuff. So try to make, good food accessible to all.
Well, I'm going to shop differently. I'm actually going to shop and not take out all the time. I have some menu plans for next week already, and I'm just gonna do some grocery shopping. And my goal is to lose weight as main, change some major bad habits, and hopefully come back here in a year and tell my story.
I learned from the videos that we watched that I'm supposed to be focusing on the short term. So really I'm shortening my goals for like, what am I gonna do tonight? What am I gonna do tomorrow? Like I have like a plan in my head on what to do. And first thing, I'm gonna basically have a sit down with my family and tell them about what I learned. And another thing that I learned that was very important during this time here at the retreat is that the gentle way of delivery of the message. Because I've been vegan for a while, and the fact that some people are not vegan always get me mad and pissed off and wanted to yell at them and tell them the right way to do things. But here with Jill and Kathy, I learned that the gentle, most kind and acceptive and perceptive way to do it is to just be with people, show them how it's done, and let them decide for themselves. I was so reactive, and here I see that this same message can be delivered in a very gentle and kind and loving way, and I'm getting more and more I'm accepting it more and more for myself and trying to emulate Jill and Kathy through myself towards my family and my friends. So maybe a little less yelling and telling them what to do, but a little more showing them and maybe little guidance, little instruction, but kind and gentle and loving. That's the way.
Love that.
I'm going to make a lot of the recipes that I learned here, realizing that I don't need to cook with the oils. I don't need to cook with certain things that I thought I did, that I could prepare a lot of foods just as tasty and healthy without all the oils and the fats.
At least for myself, I will do everything differently. I hadn't been in the kitchen for a number of years, and I wanted to get back into the kitchen, but was sort of lacking inspiration, and also I wasn't really equipped, I felt, to sort of bring nutrition to our kids, like to a next level. But first and foremost, I wanted to increase the amount of fruits and vegetables that we're eating. So for me, like the recipes will be things that I'm taking away and making, and I will use that as a starting base and then expand based on that. So it was like a lot of the resources I will be leveraging. And I guess the big thing for me, which I had always been scared of, was tofu. In my past life when I was vegetarian, I didn't eat tofu, and I think it's going to be a key element here in terms of sauces and seasonings is another one. So those are all things I'm going to focus on.
I've shared with some of the folks that I've been mostly plant-based for a while now, but I find myself wanting to recommit to eliminating and minimizing dairy. So I've always stayed away from meat since the time I went plant-based. Dairy is easy to kind of allow to sneak in here and there for different reasons, but learning more and hearing again about how damaging it can be, I think that for sure that's something I want to kind of recommit for myself from a health and actual like food perspective. And then secondarily, I think just continuing on my journey of movement every day, whether that's something that's really physical and you work up a sweat, or just being mindful and sitting and stretching. Incorporate that into my day as much as I can, even if it's just 2 minutes.
I think one of the things is I need to start marking my stuff when I put in my freezer, putting the date on it, because sometimes they stay in the freezer a little too long and you just waste it. And then just incorporating some of the new easy recipes and just expand your taste buds.
So what I'm gonna do differently is definitely look at my food cabinets and I'm gonna purge and give away. So I'm gonna give away first and then purge, because I do not like to waste money. So I'm gonna take a look at what's in my cabinets, what's in my fridge, and just like start from scratch and see what I can build off of, because I do have some plant-based options at home already. and then go directly to Whole Foods and directly to Trader Joe's. So I feel like those are gonna be my first go-tos before I go to the local ShopRite. ShopRite is our grocery store in New Jersey. Then just, start educating people when they want to learn. Like, I'm not gonna be preachy, I heard that earlier, but I'm just going to, someone asked me about my plan, oh, hey, what are you doing differently? Then I'm gonna go all in, this is what I'm doing, and perhaps it can help you. So, and definitely my approach to food too. I feel like it has slowly changed a little bit from being here and just feeling a little bit freer.
How might you share some of what you learned once you go home with others?
Talking to people about nutrition and health and what we used to think was what we needed protein-wise and what in actuality our bodies really crave.
I'm having a dinner party when I get home and inviting like 6 friends because they always make fun of what I eat, or it's like food. And so I want them to see this is real food, people, and anyone can do this, and no one knows that it's oil-free and all the ingredients that's in it.
I have 2 co-workers, and I think that what I'm gonna do is the spring rolls. I'm gonna do the peanut sauce like the night before, and then bring in the vegetables, and we'll do it on our lunch hour. I think that'll be a really wonderful thing. And then just by bringing dishes to my family meals and explaining what they are and how good they are.
Sometimes we have sharing sessions at work. Maybe I'll try to, it might take a little while, but get my thoughts together, and I think I will. I think people are interested to know about my vegan yoga retreat, so I think I will share it in a work forum, and I'm sure my wife and I will, find avenues to share with our friends and family as well.
So I think feed people so they can see what it's about, and then hopefully see results in me, and they'll be curious. So that's how I'm planning to share it.
Well, what I'll try not to do is like hire a skywriter and, get a billboard and just go bananas, because tends to be my personality, is all or nothing. So I will try not to do that. Try not to beat people over the head, because that's not always the most effective. But, I know a few of my close friends knew that I was coming on this retreat, have already texted me and asked me about it. And I think that I know what I will do is, when folks ask, I will share what a great experience I had. I will also share my why I came here, and what it did for me. And as people continue to be curious about at work, like, oh, what are you eating for lunch? Or, oh, that smells good. Or, oh, that looks weird. What is that? Being open to the lifestyle that I've chosen from a food perspective, and sharing as much as I think a person can sort of take at that time, and also just being a support network for others, whether they're whole food plant-based or not, but just anyone who's trying to be on a health journey, and supporting them. So I feel like we all know actions speak louder than words. So the more that I can continue to kind of emulate the lifestyle that I want to commit to, that others will probably be interested and curious. And sometimes, that's what leads others on, their own path.
What is your why for being healthy?
Is my dad, because I remember all the medications he was on, and I remember counting, actually it's after his passing, and we had leftover prescriptions, and it just kept, like, it was a box, literally like a shoebox. Think of a shoebox. It was filled, not only with prescriptions, but with supplements. And I was just like, oh no. And I still feel like he's kind of looking down on me, or is around me, and wouldn't want me to go through that, the same thing he went through. So I would say he's my why, as well as my mom.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
What is my why? Quoting one of the films we liked, and I think I always thought like that. I like to have a long life, and I like that the curve not to be progressively worse. Just one day, boom, great life, healthy, enjoying life, energy, boom, next day I'm gone. Not a long, drawn out suffering. So just have a better life, and I've always strived for that. And again, this is another tool I'll have.
Well said. Thank you.
My why is is myself, my own health. Yes, I want my parents to be healthful. I want my friends to be healthful. I want to live my older years with my parents still with me and healthful. That is the biggest why. Yeah, there's other things like this way of living is just good for the environment. It's good for the planet. It's good for all of us humans. But yeah, I'm doing it very selfishly for myself and my healthful family around me and my healthful friends who are gonna be around me for a long time and in good health. That's why.
That's great. What's your motivation?
My motivation is because I might be in the right weight range, but my level of body fat is very high, and I think that's from what I've been eating. Typical American diet.
This has been a 16-year journey in my life. I'm a pancreatic cancer survivor. I live with no pancreas and a few other organs. And so I noticed that my digestive system was changing a little bit because I think it's how I was put back together like Raggedy Ann. And instead of taking pills like most doctors want to give you to camouflage the issue instead of getting to the root, I just started reading and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this for 6 weeks. And if nothing happens or changes, I can go back to the way that I did and I haven't lost anything. So there's nothing to lose, and I just think it's great for everyone just to try it and see how their whole life changes.
That's terrific. Thank you.
I see myself, I'm 68, and I see myself at a real pivot point where I've begun to go down in health, and I just see it escalating the older I get, and I see my older friends having a lot of problems. So I just want to reverse that and start getting better and healthier, and so I can be around for myself and my kids and be active. And
I don't want to die like this. Really.
What do you want to live for?
I want experiences. I've hidden for so long. I just want to get out there and experience things and go hiking with my girl trip and do things with my sister and be able to breathe and walk and, I don't know, be comfortable in my own skin, I guess. Healthy.
I grew up in a very traditional sort of Midwestern Irish Catholic family. My mom wasn't necessarily, the most, she didn't have the most recipes in her recipe box, but she did her best to, feed all 4 of us. And so summing up my why is, I think, learning a lot more about how food can really catapult you into health and longevity, and being there for your family, being there for your friends. And I want to continue to have energy and be active and do things that I love for as long as I can. And I truly believe that this lifestyle will allow me to continue to do that for many, many years into the future. So my why, which is not something that I'm used to, but my why is for myself.
Amazing, because you're worth it.
Thank you.
Everybody, let's get into it. Get started.
Can I hold it on you?
Let's get it started.